All right. Happy New Year, everybody. I don't know if anybody's here or not, but my name is Steve and I like Mustangs and Mustang accessories. So, uh, okay. Doesn't look like we have anybody here. Guess I'll ramble then. What can we ramble about? So earlier this year, Jackie and I shouldn't say earlier this year, it's 2024. Last year, October, Jackie and I took the Mustang to Key West. Had a great time. Oh, I thought we had somebody. Still nobody. Okay. Um, we had a great time. We took the car I call the Silver Bullet, which I actually bought on a wooden skid. It had no suspension, no engine, no transmission. Everything was apart. I put it together with a lot of used components. That's what we took to Florida. Um, it's got an engine that has about 50,000 kilometers in it, and I couldn't hear it run. It had been in an accident 25 years prior and sat on a stand in somebody's garage. So put it together, runs pretty good. The transmission in that car is actually out of my local U-Pull. It can't remember what it cost. It was under $200 though, but it had almost 300,000 kilometers. So put that in there, but it's working excellent. It survived the whole trip, and it's got a $150 rear end in the back of it. So super glad we made it there and back. We do have a bunch more trips planned, but yeah. So the U-Pull where I got the transmission from actually used to be a wrecking yard, and the owner that had it back when I was younger, 30 some years ago now, I would show up there looking for Mustang parts all the time. The old guy George would say, "Here comes the Mustang man again." So he used to call me Mustang Steve, but yeah. Uh, I thought we had somebody. No, nobody there at all. Okay. Well. Uh, so anybody out there working on anything? I see somebody online. Um, Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Uh, um, God. Okay. So I was talking a bit about camshafts earlier today, and talking about the B303 and how it gets a lot of grief. I really like the B303. I'm not saying it's the end all be all cam, not by any means. I mean, if you're going naturally aspirated looking to run really fast, then sure, you want a custom for sure to get maximum effort out of your combo. But if you're running a power adder, let's say with a stock engine block, well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you can throw almost any cam in there, aluminum head, any intake manifold, put 14 pounds of boost on it, and you're going to be beyond the capability of your block. Seen more than enough broke engine blocks. So, those cams used to be had for as little as $60, but unfortunately today those cams are going way up in price. Just the nostalgia factor, I guess, the old school stuff. Plus, they sound really great. Um, so yeah, and GT40 intake manifolds. Wow, they're sure going up in price compared to what they used to be. They've always been pretty rare, like I guess with the internet, we see a lot of them online, go to car shows and we some under the hoods on some cars. But I remember in Canada here when I was younger, you didn't come across a GT40 tubular very often. And I parted out a ton of cars and bought and sold many cars. I never came across a tubular. I actually didn't get a chance to own a tubular till about 6 years ago when I found the what I call the world's roughest tubular and did some mods to it, made some more power with it. Yeah, Jackie and I, she's not here tonight, by the way, as you can tell. She's working tonight. I hope to get her involved in the next live stream. So when we took the Silver Bullet down to Key West, we actually went to North Carolina first, and we stopped in at Foxtoberfest. And Foxtoberfest was just incredible. Between the people you meet, the atmosphere, the cars, the swap meet, it was just an incredible experience. Plus being in hmm, plus being in the warmth in October, it's just such a nice time. Nobody. we might have to let we might have to end this live stream because I'm not sure I know what to talk about. Um, so yeah, I've been into Mustangs since I was about 15 years old. Always had a Fox body. Never been without one. I can't. I think I would go crazy without one Fox body on the property. Um, uh, I'm die-hard Mustang through and through, but in ways, I'm a lot like Leno. If I was rich, I'd be a lot like him. I love all cars. I'd probably have one of each. Um, just the way I am. Uh, so, anyone out there got anything they want to talk about? Introduce yourself. Say where you're from. What you're working on. Me, I'm always working on something. I've got several projects on the go all at once. It's probably why nothing ever gets done. Projects here right now. I've got a Pro Touring Fox body I call the Beast that I'd like to say I'm working on, but I'm not even working on it. It's just sitting out in the garage there. Got the T-top coupe, which I've spent a little bit of time on this winter. The Silver Bullet, which is sitting outside. We got Dylan's Fox body coupe, my son. He's got a 93. We started to work on that this year. And there's another little 4-cylinder coupe outside that I'm just dying to put a T-roof in and maybe put a Dutch kit on it. So we got a comment. That's awesome. So John Doe, nice vacation footage, B Cam Mafia. Right on, man. Yeah, I love the B Cam. Yeah, thank you very much, John. So you got anything you want to talk about, John? What are you working on? You working on a Fox body or anything? But yeah, no, we had a good time on vacation. It was a lot of work to get the old car down there and back. If you saw the video, then you know that it quit in that gas station in Georgia. Jackie was pretty concerned and upset. I wasn't too upset. I figured it would just be the module or something like that. The only time I was really concerned with the car is when we were crossing. We were on the overseas highway headed to Key West, and I was about to get on one of the longer bridges, and I could see it up in the distance. And the old Fox body started to spit and sputter, and it wouldn't accelerate, and it felt like it was going to die. So there was actually a side road right there, which there's not a whole lot of side roads there. And I happened to get down it. I went down there 3/4 of a kilometer, something like that, and it pushed in the clutch, and I started revving it, and it kind of cleared itself out. So I turned around and went back, and we went over the bridge. I said, "The heck with it! We come this far. We got to keep going." And it made it, luckily, because once you get on those bridges, there's no place to get off and there's no place to pull over. So John Doe, you're working on an '87 GT, right on. What are you doing to it? Is it a rebuild? Are you modifying it? Yeah, I love the '87 GT. I had a '87 GT T-top when I was younger. One of my favorite cars, and Swamp Thing's actually an '87. I don't know if you know Swamp Thing, but that's actually one of my favorite Fox bodies because Swamp Thing just takes a beating and keeps on ticking. He never really lets me down. So it's yeah, I love the '87s. Love the GTs. I've been collecting LX coupes, it seems, but now I'm hankering for an '87 GT. When I was at Foxtoberfest, there was a beautiful '87 GT there, white with a red stripe, and it was a T-top. Oh my God, it was a gorgeous car. I think it was all original paint and everything, and the headlights were just perfect, and like everything was just like it rolled out of the showroom. One of my favorite cars there. But we got a couple people on. That's awesome. Anybody else out there? Yeah, if you get a chance, John, tell us some more about your car. I'd love to hear about it. So, yeah, a friend of mine's got some cars on the go too, and he wants to do a T roof. So I've actually got to go put a T roof in his coupe as well. Just trying to get a good little street car. Got all kinds of money in it. Swamp Thing is very similar. Uh, it's not growing moss, is it, John? But yeah, no, that's the best is good little street car. Then you can take it anywhere you want. Um, that's kind of how I kept the Silver Bullet, just an old school combo B cam, P heads, tubular intake, and not afraid to drive it anywhere. Right? It's not really heavily modified or anything. Um, Air conditioning and stuff makes for a nice driver. Yeah. Um, well, so John, what do you do to your engine? Anything? Does it have BCAM in it? Um, and so yeah. So those were the two troubles I had with the Silver Bullet on vacation. I guess I had one more on the way back. You guys might have seen I was having problems with the drive shaft hitting the floor, the e-brake cable bracket. So I got to do some work there. So you pulled the T5 and installing a C4. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I had a C4 at one point with a reverse manual valve body and a trans brake. And man, when it would launch, it felt like the driver's seat was going to tear right out of the floor. Yeah, that'll work good. That'll work really good, John. So very nice. And yeah, so the trip we took, spent a bunch of money in gas, obviously, and what's John saying? Nice, yeah. No, the C4 was really impressive. I actually wish I still had it, but yeah, maybe someday we'll get another one. Um, so yeah, the trip with the Silver Bullet was awesome. In the back of your head, you're always wondering, is it going to break down or what's going to happen to it? I took I took a couple of distributors in the trunk. I took a couple of modules. I brought an A9L computer with me. I brought a toolkit. Hey, 91 Mustang LX. Happy New Year, Steve. Hey, Mark. Happy New Year, buddy. Oh, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate that. John Doe, the trip was epic. Yeah, I mean, well, we didn't just do the trip because of having a YouTube channel. This was something I wanted to do forever now. Initially, when Jackie and I thought about doing a road trip, I wanted to do it with an 07 to 9 Shelby GT500. So I actually bought one 2017, I think. And then when the pandemic hit, I sold the car. And I just wanted to go hardcore into Fox bodies again because I missed it so much. And then, when COVID was happening, there was the world, as everybody saw, was kind of torn apart. People were feeling different things, and you couldn't do much stuff. So when it ended, I really wanted to make this trip happen. So that car had been breaking down on me, but we decided to take it anyway, and we were lucky. So Jackie and I have a bunch more bucket list trips planned, and one of the ones I want to do is Route 66. Mark, my pleasure to be here, buddy. What a cool trip that looked like. Yeah, it was a blast. I mean, it's a combination between you're having the time of your life and it's a ton of work. Um, but between the filming and then when the car's got issues and looking after the car, like when we come out of the hotel and all the windows were smashed in the vehicles and everything, and you're just like, oh my God, like what's the car gonna look like, And everywhere I went, we stopped at a Walmart and another car's window was broken. It was just, you got these things in the back of your head. Is it going to get totaled and stolen? But it's all worth it in the end. So Mark, how's your project coming? Got that V8 in there yet? Yeah, Fox body life, John. Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Um, I started buying and playing with these cars when I was 15, and I'd like to. I wish I'd done more with them. So now I'm going to make it the mission of my life to do more with these cars and drive them everywhere I want to go. I'm not going to say it feels like time is running out, but I definitely feel older. And at 49 years old now, I mean, I still got the gumption to get in the car and drive it. But in 10 years, will I feel like doing it? Will I feel like battling it all the way to Key West and back with issues? Who knows, right? Or will we be healthy enough to do the things we want to do? So yeah, that's my take on it. The Gen X 100. Yeah, proud to be part of Gen X. Yeah, we're driving Gen X's muscle car, right? The Fox body. I don't think there was anything better. I mean, I actually saw a poll on Facebook and said 1987, what car are you buying? You've got X amount of dollars. And I think there was a Trans Am, Camaro, Mustang, and a Buick Grand National. And like, I'm so into Fox bodies. 1987, that was all I wanted was a Fox body. So I chimed in and put three. And, people are going Grand National, nothing else, right? But 1987, I'll tell you, I didn't have the money to get a Fox body at that point. And I sure didn't have the money to buy a Grand National. But they weren't really that common, right? Mustang was what I wanted. So, hey, bud. So, Mark, actually working on my junk as we speak, turned into a much bigger project than anticipated. Stripping down the bay at apron and stuff. Wow, it's a slippery slope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been there myself. So what are you doing, Mark? Are you shaving the engine bay, or are you just freshening her up a little bit? Fox body was the ticket in 87, 88, 89. Yeah, no, John, I agree 100%. Fox body's the ticket. I actually believe from 79, I don't know when I actually believe from about 79 to '02. I mean, the Fox body, I know production ended in 93, but I don't think there was a better car to buy than a Fox body, you know, even these days. For the simple fact is the Fox body, it's diehard. Everybody had a Fox body. Everybody abused the Fox body, but they were stupid cheap, plentiful, and man, they kicked butt on the racetrack, and they still do. I don't think any car's got a more winning record than the Fox body Mustang. Oh, hey, Sean, right on. Hi, buddy. How's that Dutch coupe doing? Doing any work on it? 91 Mustang LX. No shaving, just have some surface rust. Ah, yeah. Here and there. Prime paint and clear, then reassembly. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like shaved engine bays, but I don't really recommend doing it. I did a video on tearing one apart that was done. It was done pretty badly. And you guys probably know Infamous Chris, Infamous Project. He's not a real big fan of shaved engine bays either. And they do look pretty good, just cleaned and fresh and painted. And I think I'm more a fan of the aluminum Scott Rod panels if I'm going to do anything. I mean, you could paint them to match, just rivet them in. It's just a few rivets if you want to take them out. So, yeah, Happy New Year, Sean, from Mark. Yeah, no, Happy New Year, everybody. Hope Santa brought them everything. Hope Santa brought you guys everything that you wanted. Did anybody get anything cool for their Mustang for Christmas? I know I didn't, but I'm going to buy something before too long. I know that. So, well, Mark, Happy New Year, John. Yeah, very cool. So, Mark, I know you got some GT40 heads ported, but what cam are you going to run in that thing? I don't think I've heard. And I think you've got an Explorer intake, is that right? So, one of my favorite combos. So, yeah, the Key West trip. Going to Foxtoberfest is something everybody should do. Let's see, Sean. Happy New Year, 91. I'm doing good. Headers, X pipe, and I have a B cam to go in. Sean. Yeah, I can't say enough about the B cam. I love the B cam. Epic sound. I mean, I won't say I can tell it every time, but a lot of times you can just tell that's a B cam just by the sound. Nothing better. Love that old school sound. And they work pretty good. Really. I mean, Swamp Thing's gonna get one. We'll see how fast he can go with it. So John Doe, happy New Year to everyone. I got some 3 bars I got from Hey, that's cool. Neo Mustang, she's epic. He's doing some cool stuff. So you got some GT43 bars. That's awesome. Very cool. Oh, Mark got some Mustang goodies. Look at this. Wife got me a Steeda Triax shifter, a BBK phenolic spacer for Explorer GT40. Super happy. My cam is an F cam. Oh, the F cam is a great cam as well, especially if you happen to turbo that thing someday. Have you seen the Amazon turbos? You can get a good turbo for about $300. But yeah, no, that's a great combo you got there, Mike. Epic. It's awesome. Your wife got you some Mustang parts. That's cool. Sean, my wife got me a custom plate and new Kenwood amp. Yeah, I saw that, man. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. So anybody gonna hit Detroit or Motor City Fox Fest? Anybody got any plans? I know Sean was there last year. I didn't really get a chance to talk to him. Just need to get some heads and intake. What do you recommend? Well, phew, if you can find P heads cheap, they're great, right? But you really got to find them for a couple $100 because I mean, by the time you put a spring kit in them and you won't really know how much wear is on them and what they need for work. Like I always gamble. I'll lap the valves myself. I'll put the spring kit in myself. And if you get the heads for a couple $100 and the spring kit, you got 500 into them and I'll throw it on, you'll make decent power, right? But if you're going to keep your car long-term, and you can't find P heads cheap or GT40s, my all-time favorite head is the Twisted Wedge. The Twisted Wedge, for the simple fact, is you can run up to about an XE 274 cam. It's very tight though. And if you blow your engine up, you can simply grab another engine and throw those heads on top and away you go. No fly cutting of pistons or anything like that. So they're my favorite. Intake, Explorer intake's great. They work really well. Now, as far as best intake for a mild combo, I mean, if I could hack it and find it, afford it, it'd be the System X, no doubt. So, like to make Motor City Fox Fest one of these days. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, for sure, man. Motor City is awesome. The vibe at Motor City was amazing. The motel we stayed at, a lot of the other guys were staying at too. It was guarded, so nobody was going to mess with our cars. And after the show, we went back to the hotel. Everybody got their chairs out, sat in front of their cars, and everybody just kind of roamed around and talked together. And the hotel, they had pizza and stuff like that. And it was an epic night. It was really warm and it was really good. Sean, you're going to Detroit to get right on, man. Very cool. Very cool. I'm going to have to meet up with you this time. Like to have a better look at your car too. It looks awesome, man. John Doe, you got 900 in the 3 bars. I mean, that's okay. I mean, Neo, they probably have springs and everything in them, I would assume, like good springs for cam and everything. And aluminums are expensive and hard to find. I mean, actually, I've found since COVID, everything's hard to find. I mean, finding used GT40 heads, even used trick flows, they're all getting pretty hard to find. John Doe, I know, laugh out loud. You're gonna have a ton of fun with those, man. You're gonna have a ton of fun with the 3 bars. I've had 3 bars, P's. They're all good heads. I mean, Mark, I'm a huge System X fan. Yeah, the System X is tough to beat. Now, I mean, I will say, Explorers and tubulars, stuff like that, they seem to peak out around 53, maybe 5,400 RPM if you're lucky. The System X won't. It'll keep going. However, the tubular makes a good chunk of torque. So the tubular I have, if you guys have seen the video, I actually opened up the throat as large as you can take it, cut the bolt boss off, and that picked up a bunch of torque and some horsepower too. And that's actually an amazing intake. I can't speak. That's actually an amazing intake. Makes a ton of torque. and for an old school combo, it's great. Like, I mean, could I make more power with a System X? Probably what, maybe 5 or 6 or something like that horsepower. But when you go to the car show with that car, nothing beats the look of the old school tubular, in my opinion. And the car is heavy and it's not a race car. So, I mean, does that 5 or 6 horsepower really matter? I mean, if I'm going to win races, we're going to have to lighten that car up severely, and it's not going to be a fun driver anymore. It's going to be loud and obnoxious. So, John Doe, I got a trick flow track heat, black with 1 inch spacer, never end. That trick flow track heat's a great intake. That's a great intake. I mean, it's right up there with the good ones. Sean, thank you so much. Yeah, yeah, we gotta meet up, Sean. Hopefully at Motor City Fox Fest. Uh, yes, they are hooked up. I like the old combos. Yeah, love the old combos. I mean, the Silver Bullet last time I headed the dyno, it was three. No, sorry, not three. 272 horsepower and 300 and some foot-pounds of torque, which I wasn't spectacularly happy with. I mean, I've seen some of those combos make a lot more horsepower, but I'm going to keep whittling away at it. I had the lower intake welded and I ported it as well, and I put it on since it was at the dyno. And I know, looking at some of T-Moss's data, some of those cars are picking up about 15 horsepower with the lower intake ported. So I'm by no means saying that I'm as good as T-Moss, not in any way. But if I could pick up 15 horsepower with the lower, that'd be about 287. And I am going to port a set of P heads for it. So if I get it to 300 rear wheel, I'll be immensely happy. Then you're in trick flow territory, and you've done it for a little money, right? I'm happy with 300 horsepower out of a 302. Yeah, 300 horsepower, rear wheel out of a 302. We're talking 1 horsepower per cubic inch at the tires. That's pretty off. 150 hit of the sauce. Yeah, yeah, I love nitrous. I'm a big nitrous fan myself. That was my first power adder, and all of a sudden there's 2 engines under the hood, right? John flipped a switch and it's gone. But yeah, I don't know how many. I see a few guys online now, but I don't know how many of you know Joe Da Silva. But I was scared to install my first nitrous kit. I'm going to admit it. You guys see me do a lot of crazy stuff with Stangs. Now I do everything myself. But I was worried when I bought the first nitrous kit. So I had J&P Performance install it. When it was done, Joe says, "I'm going to take you out for a ride." He pulls out front of the J&P shop, turns left, gets the car straight, hits the nitrous. Away we go. That car is all over the road. He comes up to like, we're just wide open. And I'm just holding on to everything, spins the car around, comes back the other way on the spray. I'm holding on to everything once again. He gets to the end, almost misses the turn, pulls into J&P, and he says to me, "There's going to be some fast cars in your town now." Like, oh my God. Then he took the bottle in and filled it up. But I like your style. I mean, I like your style too. I mean, we're talking old school combo, nitrous 87 GT, all of my favorite stuff, man. All of my favorite stuff. So, yeah. So, all right. We got a few people. That's awesome. I really thought I was going to be nervous, but you guys are making me feel right at home. I got to say that. So, yeah, I really want to do a Route 66 tour with the Mustang. That'll be a big one for me. That's going to be many more miles than the Key West trip, even. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. It's fun for me too. Fun for me too. So yeah. But yeah, Foxtoberfest. If you guys ever get the chance, it'd be great for all of us to meet up at Foxtoberfest. That is an epic trip. Yeah, no, that would be an awesome trip, John. The only thing I found with Foxtoberfest, and it's not a market, it's a show. It's fantastic. Jen and everybody that puts the show on. I mean, they couldn't do a better job. I mean, I absolutely love going there. And the only problem I had, once again, it's not a mark on the show, is the hotel I stayed at. That was pretty scary coming out in the morning, and all those cars were broke into, and the cop said they're looking for guns. So So yeah, I think I'd like to stay maybe in an Airbnb this time. And I had some friends that warned me against staying in a hotel, so it's kind of my own fault. Um, I really like the look of this hotel. It seemed to have a lot of traffic and a lot of cars around. I thought they had said they had security. I would have to double check with Jackie on that. I know they had cameras, but in the end we were okay. But I think if I go down this year, it's going to have to be an Airbnb. Sean, that would be a fun trip to drive down. Oh, definitely, definitely. Yeah, no, feels expensive till you get out of Canada, even though we still have to deal with the exchange rate. Once you get, once you get past Toronto, Sean, out of that mess, it's pretty good. All right, Mark, Airbnb is nice. Must be a worry with your car at night. You never know what neighborhoods are bad. Yeah, I mean, we left the silver bullet everywhere. I mean, we didn't really have a choice of parking spaces when we got to the hotel, is what I mean. So if your hotel puts you on the second floor and there's no room downstairs, then your car might be off to the back or off to the side and you can't see it. But luckily, there was no problems. The one went in Key West, I actually found an awesome spot to park off by itself, and a lot of people could see it, which was great. So no issues there. And Key West, I absolutely loved it. Bucket list trip, but you get things built up in your head to be perfect, and then you get down there and maybe it's not. And this isn't a mark against Key West or nothing like that. I couldn't seem to park anywhere. Every time I went to pull over, a cop pull up behind me. You can't park here. Didn't see any no parking signs the first time, and the cop's like, you're blocking traffic. I'm like, okay, I get the heck out of here. I'm gone. And then pull over to take a picture, and then you can't. And you know, but awesome place. Glad we did it. Looking forward to the next one already. I would like to head down to Texas and visit my buddy Chris, check out his collection. I've seen many of his cars before, but that shop he's got is just amazing. Something to be proud of. He's really doing good. So, John Doe, I'm in Florida. You speak the truth. You're in Florida, John. Now I'm super jealous of you. Super jealous of you. Got 87 GT here, old school combo C4. You live in Florida, dude. I'm super jealous. And like, you probably don't know me that well. Why would up till tonight here? I've wanted to move to Florida forever. I really have. It's hard with family and kids to just make that move, but Florida is my happy place. Once I get to Florida, I feel great. So man, that's awesome. That is awesome. So you're in the home state of Tussin. Yeah. That'd be a fun trip to drive down. It would be a great trip to drive down to Texas, Sean. Come on down. I come down every chance I get, John. Every chance I get. Unfortunately, my company closed up a few years back, and so I'm at a new one, and I have less holidays. So, excuse me. So I get down when I can. I find there's never enough time when I get down there. Like when I planned the Key West trip to take the Mustang, I wanted to show you guys so many of my favorite spots. I had stuff I wanted to stop at in Atlanta and show you guys. I had many different places. And then once Jackie and I got on the road, there wasn't enough time to make it happen and get back. Like, even though I had planned it out, just between driving and stopping, it didn't work. So I just tried to show the biggest things that I could, and that's how it turned out. But maybe in the next video, man, I plan to get down there again, but I do have to find some different insurance for the car because my insurance company, I phoned them and told them what they wanted to do, and they actually made a special allotment for me to take it down on this one trip only. They said if I want to do more driving like that, I got to find another insurance company. So I'm going to have to find some more. Mark, the vids came out great. Lots of great photos and memories. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, so we didn't make this video specifically for YouTube. I might have said that earlier, but it was a bucket list thing we wanted to do, and even if nobody watches it, Jackie and I have it to look back on, which is really cool. And so, Mark, you're doing the engine bay in Sweet Leaf. and we know you got an F cam and whatnot you're putting together. Any other plans for the car? Is this going to be something you take to the racetrack, or just a cruiser, or well, what are your plans for Sweet Leaf? I've seen a few of your videos, but I don't know if and again, my memory's not great either, but it was nice video work. Thanks, man. Once again, I'm still learning, so I'm trying to do better work. Um, I paid a guy to do the drone footage on the Key West Bridge, and it didn't turn out as good as I wanted, and that's not his fault. It was a super windy day. The drone couldn't keep up with the car, and also, normally when you cross the bridges, you can kind of see right to the bottom. It's pretty clear, but because it was rough, it didn't turn out as nice. So, I was kind of bummed there, but I still like the footage. The guy did an amazing job, especially in the wind. And yeah, no, I don't know if you guys watch The Old Man's Garage. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. The old man, he's got it going on. He's got his family involved and his friends, and they're racing, and there's just so much happening. And he's just a down to earth guy, and I love that about his channel. But I try and watch a lot of channels to get inspiration, and The Old Man's Garage is my inspiration. His editing style is just absolutely amazing. I love it. I'm trying to get more like him. I don't think I'll ever be as good, but man, he's good. John, though, I was impressed. Thanks, John. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Mark, it's by no means a race car, but I'd like to hit the track for fun once in a while when it's broken in. Plans are pretty simple: V8 T5 swap, all the typical Fox mods as time and budget allow. Yeah, well, that's cool. Yeah, I love going to the track myself as well. I just watched the old man race. I haven't seen that one yet, John. I have not seen that one yet. I don't think that must be a new episode, not a past one. Yeah, that's they're incredible. And his kids, not that they're super young, but they're young men, and man, the knowledge they have, that's just incredible. I'd like to start no prep racing with Swamp Thing, but I wouldn't have near the knowledge to do what they do. Check it out. It was good. I'm gonna. Yeah, his channel blows me away. I just super pumped. I love watching his videos. He does the drone work, and he flipping the camera all the time, and it's just like, yeah, oh, that's cool. That's very cool, man. So the weather must be prime for you in Florida right now, eh, John? Because it's not super hot out like the summer. It must be good to get the car out. Old Man's Garage is cool from what I've seen. Yeah, the Old Man Street Race channel. Yeah, like that's pretty good. Pretty good. And then they're kind of involved with Miss Midnight Maverick, and they're involved with Jimmy Dale, and they got a great group of friends happening. It's just a lot of fun, and yeah, I just that's my inspiration. That's my inspiration, but it's nice. Yeah, nice. Man, I want to move to Florida. Oh man, damn. So yeah, anybody got anything they want to talk about, or um, I guess I'll ramble on some more. So yeah, the Key West trip, we got to visit the world's largest McDonald's, and I was kind of bummed out. Not bummed out, but going to the world's largest McDonald's, and I'm trying to do a little bit there. And Jackie, she eats quite healthy compared to me, and I try to be good on vacation so she doesn't go off the rails on the way she eats. And we got to the McDonald's, and I wanted to show you guys some different stuff, but we stayed on the healthy side of things, where she got a coffee and I just got like a McMuffin, and we were out of there. But they have some different dishes, that's for sure. And but I didn't get a chance to bring that to you guys. Another cool stop, if you guys are in the Orlando area, is I think it's not very far from what I remember from the McDonald's, is Powered by Ford, and they used to have the Super Trooper Mustang, and I love that car. I love stopping in there. I haven't been there since before COVID, but yeah, I love stopping in at Powered by Ford, having a look around. Last time I was there, they still had some parts off the Super Trooper Mustang in the showroom. They also had an engine in the showroom with dual superchargers on it. It's pretty wicked. So they've got some pretty neat stuff there. Uh, so yeah, a few people on. Thanks a lot, everybody, for stopping in. Thought I was going to be here just rambling with myself, but it's great to have you guys join in. Um, yeah, no, Sean, your car with the Dutch kit looks awesome. Saw it down in Motor City Fox Fest, and it's got me wanting to put a Dutch kit on this 4-cylinder out here and get a T-roof jammed in it and have a Dutch car of my own. I don't think I can do it with the Silver Bullet just because I don't think I can match the paint on that car. And that's probably the only reason I haven't yet. John, I'm your Brothers Performance Warehouse. Brothers Performance. That's awesome, John. Brothers Performance. So I don't know Brothers Performance very well. That is like a Summit and a Jegs, right? I believe. John Doe BBK. Oh, that's BBK products. Wow, that's handy. Mark, this is good, Steve. You should do it more often. I hope to do it more. If there's interest, I'll do it more often. We'll try and get Jackie involved. Would have been best to discuss the Key West trip with Jackie since she had a big part in it. I know she said to me that she wouldn't have made the trip in that car with anybody else but me. Just for the simple fact is if it broke down, she knew I was going to do my best to get it fixed. But Sean, loved the Dutch kit. Had a hard time matching the paint. Got it closed. Well, see, when I saw your car, I didn't see any difference at all. It looked amazing, Sean. Now maybe I didn't look close enough at it, but just from an unbiased opinion, man, looks fantastic, dude. Like I didn't see anything different with it. John Doe, I think so. Oh, that's cool. Brothers Performance BBK, nice, very nice. Should get a group of guys together from Canada. We'll all drive down to Florida and hang out with John. The Dutch kit is nice for sure. Yeah, so I don't know how much you know about the Dutch kit, John, like if you watched the Infamous Project or not, but in the Toronto area where Sean's around this area, I know, and Mark, he's in Quebec. The Dutch kit was a big deal here, just as big as like Saline was for you guys. And when you saw that car coming down the street with a Dutch kit on it, usually accompanied by a ram air hood, maybe a Saline wing, and a 5-star wheel, man, that was just something. So for us Canadians, that Dutch kit holds a really special place in our heart. And I've talked with Chris Infamous about this before, and it's cool. He's become the curator and the care and the keeper of all the Dutch information. And I think someday, it's very possible that when these cars start going to Barrett Jackson, you see the Salines on the stage and Roush and things like that, I think it's very possible that Chris is going to be up on that stage one day explaining what one of these Dutch cars are, and we'll watch it roll across the block. And I'd like to see that happen. That'd be pretty cool. So, Sean, do you think I can put the B in with everything stocked till I save up for the heads and intake? Yeah, no, you can. You can. That's not a problem. But you definitely have to change the valve springs or you could wind up with a problem. You get valve float. You don't want that. So will it be any faster? I don't know the answer to that. I've heard some people in the past say, no, it'll slow the car down. The stock cam is actually a very good cam until you have cylinder heads and whatnot. But so you would have to put, I don't know what valve springs are worth. I think they're about $300 right now. You would have to buy those and put them in, and then you could run it. It would sound amazing, that's for sure. May not pick up, but it'll sound wicked. John, I got room. Oh, don't say that, man. I'm coming for sure. No, no. Sean, love to get a ram air hood one day. Yeah, I mean, that seemed to be the Dutch combo. I don't remember seeing too many Dutch cars with a cowl hood. Then again, one other advertisements I've seen, which I think is black and white, might have a cowl hood on it. But the majority of cars I saw running around the area were the ram air hood. John Doe, I've never seen one until I saw Chris's channel. Yeah, and that's the cool thing. He's bringing it to people outside of our country, and that kit was wind tunnel designed and tested, and it has such a beautiful look. He sculpted it so well into the car, it just flows perfect. Um, yeah, that's who I bought the Dutch kit from. Oh, you got it. So you got a real Dutch kit. You've got it from the Dutch molds. If you got it from Chris, that's fantastic. John Doe, it will sound good. Yeah, B cam will sound good. I just want the sound from the cam. Yeah, no, there's no reason you can't do it, Sean. Just the valve springs are the only thing. So, so yeah, no, B cam will always be one of my favorites. Gets a lot of hate heaped on it. I don't think it's that deserved. I mean, unless you're going racing and you're trying to break a record naturally aspirated and wanting every last horsepower out of it, in which case I say you're going to gut the car and it's not going to be that street friendly or fun. Who cares? Throw a B cam in there to be a lot of fun, right? Sean 50, nice, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, the Dutch cars, and Dutch had so many things going on. You had the Dutch grabbers on the rear suspension, which brought the control arms down to give you a better pinion angle and more hook. And he had so many things going on. I think it was a 3-piece brake setup, was it? Great big brakes. Chris would know the answer to this off the top of his head. Different wings, and yeah, he just it was incredible. But on the rarity side, they're super rare. Finding a Dutch car is super tough and original. Um, Other than Chris's, I've never been that close to very many Dutch cars. So yeah, no, they're cool for sure. But yeah, so so when Jackie and I went to Foxtoberfest, you know what the cool thing was for me? So I got kind of a small channel. Well, not kind of, it is a small channel. I'm super thankful to all you guys that watch the videos and come in and chat with me and hit the like button. It's amazing. Keeps me wanting to make videos. And the reason I'm making videos is it pushes me to have more fun with these cars. For a long time I didn't do the things I wanted to do. But now when I have to make a video, it pushes me to go do what I need to do or have fun. And rambling and losing my train of thought. But oh, I know where I was going. So when Jackie and I got to Foxtoberfest, what was really cool is we got out of the car and we're headed to the swap meet, and a guy stops me, and the first thing that he says is, "Oh man, you've got that Swamp Thing," and I'm like, "Oh my god, people recognize, like people know Swamp Thing," And Jackie's like, "Wow, that's pretty cool." So that was a fellow named Matt. I went and checked out his car, and that's the one in the video where he starts it up for me. It's a white four-eyed coupe, 351 in it. I believe he's running tens with it. Stick car thing is just awesome. All business, mean as heck. Super nice guy. And yeah, after we were done talking to Matt, I checked out the swap meet, went back into the show field to check out the cars, and somebody else stops me and goes, "You got that car, Swamp Thing?" And I'm like, "Wow!" Like people recognize Swamp Thing, like not the Silver Bullet or the T-top coupe or anything. People know Swamp Thing. Jackie's like, "That's it. I'm getting a shirt with Team Swamp Thing on it." I'm like, "Well, yeah, might have to, I guess." But so, John, I enjoy your content. Thank you, John. Thank you. I mean, that's really awesome. Sometimes, you post up a video, you get some negative comments. I don't respond to any negative comments. So when I see positive comments or you guys talking to me here tonight, it makes me feel really great, and it makes me want to do it more. And I think the worst comment I ever got, and I probably deserved it, I'm going to be honest, is because my content was really sucking and my editing skills were poor. I posted up a video and somebody says to me, "That's 7 minutes of my life that I'll never get back." I was like, "Really?" And I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I probably deserve that. But yeah, that was funny. But yeah, no, I enjoy making the videos and enjoy with me. Like, I mean, if you're ever in a conversation with me outside of here, I will talk Mustangs all day long. Like we're at Foxtoberfest or something like that. You want to talk Mustangs, we'll be talking Mustangs right till the show's shut down. It's just the way I am. But Sean, there was one at the Toronto Fox Body Club last big meet. It was an original Dutch car. That's cool. That's very cool. Mark, I enjoy your videos, buddy. Screw the haters. Yeah, I take what the haters say with a grain of salt. Now, if there's something in there I can improve from or learn from, then that's cool. I never interact with them though. There's no point in interacting with them. You just move on. Um, I'm getting too old. I mean, I'm 49 now, and I guess one of the things I've learned in life is is we don't have time for hate and whatnot. If you're not hurting anybody else, keep doing what you're doing, have fun, and don't worry about them, right? So John Doe, two kinds of Fords, Fords and can't afford one. Yeah, I feel you there, John. I feel you there. You know, I will. Some of my friends have been buying new cars lately and parts. I'm super jealous. I want to buy, and then I get on Facebook Marketplace and I look, and there's cars, and I want them, and I really haven't got any room for any more cars either. But I'm a caraholic. I'm not ashamed to admit it. And I'm a Mustangaholic. I got a problem. I like Coke too. You'll seldom ever see me without a can of pop in my hand. I'm kind of like Julian from Trailer Park Boys. He's walking around with a glass with liquor in it. Well, this is me. I always say my next set of teeth are going to be nice because I'm sure I'm ruining these. But hey, whatever. And yeah, that's some about me. Had a had a Mustang from 15 till now. Had some 60s Mustangs. And I've got one piece of junk in the shop that is not a Mustang, not a Fox body, not a Mustang, and not a Ford. I'm not sure if I want to introduce it to the channel because it is altered Stangs. Um, if there's interest in it, I might. It's a horrible project that needs a ton of work and it should be scrapped, but I can't bear to scrap it. So don't know if I want to reveal what it is right yet. Not that it's super secret, but anyway. John, what racetrack is closest to you? Did Bradenton shut down? I know Tusson's track closed down. Emerald Coast Dragway. I know that shut down because he's been going to Atmore. Bradenton, I thought was bought. PBIR. Yeah. Man, so if you've been in Florida a long time, then all the Fun Ford weekends and everything, man, you had some of the biggest events down there. That's incredible. That's incredible. What a great place to live. Hey, John, you got a palm tree in your yard by chance? I always wanted to have a palm tree. I'm on the East Coast side. Orlando is the closest. Orlando Speed World. Right on. Right on. Very cool. Yeah, do you got a palm tree in your yard? You do. I'm super jealous, man. Super jealous. Oh, I'm so addicted to Florida that I actually watch the news reports every day on YouTube from Florida to see what's going on and things like that. Just love Florida. So, oh man, I got some buddies in Florida. You got two palm trees. Are they like close together? Can you put a hammock in between them? Or man, that's awesome. Two palm trees. I've got a fake palm tree in the back room with Christmas lights on it. And I had that for years, but so just simply because I love Florida so much. Man, I'm gonna have to get a Canadian crew together and we're gonna have to tour down to Florida. And that might be an epic video. That'd be hard to organize though, because I mean I get lost on my own. Sometimes the GPS isn't right, or you'll be looking at the GPS and there's a turn coming up and you'll misjudge the distance and turn the wrong way, turn onto the wrong street. So that might be kind of hard to organize. I can barely get myself down there is all I'm trying to say. Damn. So Mark, you got snow out at your place yet? I saw you with the snow plowing video a while back. Is that still around or is it warm there like here? All right, guys. Um, Anything else you guys want to chat about? I'm sure I can ramble on about some more stuff. That'd be fun trip. Maybe you can find some GT40 heads and intake on the way. Nah, so Explorer intake, I'm sure we can find on the way. P heads and 40s are really getting to be hard to find. And yeah, I mean, every time I've gone, I always try and bring back some Explorer intakes. I like having them here in the shop, having them on hand in case I'm doing a project, or if I want to sell one to, maybe get some gas money back from the trip. And I can always come across the intakes. Cylinder heads, not so much, and the prices are creeping up on them. So, so yeah, definitely getting harder to find. However, um, somebody in the southern states might have a better idea where to find them than I do. I'm always just looking on the classifieds when I get down there, or swap meet or something like that. So John might have the hookups on the P heads and the 40s and stuff like that, maybe. Um, so yeah, no, I know another guy in South Florida has got a shop, Horseplay Auto, Matt Hamer, great guy, the king of the T roof swap, I believe. He's damn good at it. So he's done a number of T roofs. Try and meet up with him whenever I can. Um, I got another buddy down there named Lewis. You guys have probably seen Lewis's car at on the Foxtoberfest video. He's got the white notch with a Dutch kit and the new style fan blade wheels made by Maker's Garage, and it's on air ride, slammed right to the ground. And yeah, I would love a T-top car. Yeah, love the T-tops. I mean, the hardest part today is finding the parts to do a T-top car. Most important pieces being, I shouldn't say they're the most important, but something you really have to think about is finding the proper door glass, because it's different for a T-roof car. If you don't have the proper door glass, it'll leak. I've been wanting to do a T-roof coupe for more than 20 years. I've had the parts in my possession for over 20 years. And I finally cut into it last year, and I was scared as heck. I haven't driven the car yet to see if there's anything crazy going on with it, but so far it looks really cool, and I would do it again. Sean, yeah, love the air ride. That's one thing. Yeah, I want to do air ride myself. That would have been really handy on my trip back from Florida when Jackie got to the Hobby Lobby, bought all that junk, weighed the car down, and it started hitting the drive shaft off the floor. That would have been great. Just to hit the switch and bring the car up. That would have been great. I blame her for that. I went to Summit. There's no issue with the car. It was right after Hobby Lobby. So yeah, he has a nice Fox. So clean. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's actually a Canadian car. Sean Infamous found it for him, and he bought it. Took it down at Hobby Lobby. Do you like the Hobby Lobby, John? I love the Hobby Lobby. I'm making fun of Jackie for buying stuff, but I love the Hobby Lobby. What a great source of like car signs and things like that. So Jackie loves it too. She actually wants to do our whole basement like car signage and gas and oil stuff, which I never thought she'd want to, but hey, that's cool. So anytime she gets near a Hobby Lobby, she grabs like everything, because we don't have anything up here like that really. I know I laughed at the video. Yeah. Yeah, I know I can be pretty stiff on my videos. I don't know why. I guess I'm still kind of nervous. I'm not that funny of a guy, I suppose. But when Jackie's around, I can get making fun of her and laughing a little bit. So that's pretty cool. You know, how she tolerates me, I'll never know. But so yeah. The 2024 here, I hope to get Swamp Thing to the track, and I want to bust that car into the 11s. Video footage from the trip. Yeah. Yeah. No, the Hobby Lobby. Yeah. Yeah. We had a great time. We had a great time. There's a lot of footage I guess I didn't show, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, I want to bust Swamp Thing into the 11s. We've been 1291, almost to 12.8 with that junk stock throttle bodied oil pan. Going to put P heads, B cam, Explorer intake on it. See how fast we can get it to go. Swamp Thing is unique. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going for. I guess everybody's got to have a gimmick. I know Chris and Gary had Shipbox Fox. I had Swamp Thing way before they had Shipbox Fox. Not that it matters in any way, but Swamp Thing was in a buddy's backyard for more than 8 years. It was in a farmer's field before that, full of mice. My buddy said he wanted it hauled off and taken to scrap, so I brought it home. It was filled with scrap, engine blocks, parts, pieces, and whatnot. Was about to scrap it, load on the trailer. And Jackie and I were at the yard, and I said, I'm going to put a battery in it. I just want to see if it'll start. So I threw a battery in it, and the damn thing started up. So the clutch was right out of it. So I started trying to move it around the yard, and it was driving around the yard. There's no smoke coming out of it or anything. I'm like, wow. I'm like, I'm not sure I can scrap this now. So I unloaded everything out of it, found the floor was shot, bought a couple of floor pans, welded them in. The car came with an old clutch. I threw that in, and I left the stock plug wires on it, which are dirty and nasty, and they're not stock. They're like an XL or something. Left them on it, took it to the track, and if you watch that video, we went 14.5 that first day. Did the timing, it went 1360. Weight reduction, it went 1330 in the heat. A little more weight reduction, it went 1290. So, I mean, I can't believe that piece of junk works like that. My family and my friends wanted to wash Swamp Thing before I took it to the first racetrack day, and I'm like, no, I don't want to wash it. And that actually leads us to a new problem with Swamp Thing is I might have to wash it at some point, which is going to suck because I kind of love Swamp Thing the way it is. London didn't want me to race at the track with the car dirty like that. They were worried I would ruin the starting line. They'd have to re-prep it. Now, that stuff doesn't fall off. I can see their point. I respect their opinion. That's not a problem. But Shannonville lets me race there with the car. They were not concerned about it at all. Nobody said anything. So I'll continue to race it there. But if it gets to be a problem, we'll have to wash the moss off. And I would like to take Swamp Thing no prep racing stick shift class once I get the 351 in and the Amazon Turbo. And I don't know how they're going to feel about that at Cayuga in the top end of the track. So might have to wash it. We'll see, which I think is going to ruin Swamp Thing, but hey, we'll do the best we can. Swamp Thing is unique. Oh yeah, he's unique. He's almost got his own attitude, and it's a good one. He never lets me down. He always wants to start up, always wants to go, always wants to go right down the track. He's smooth. He just arrow straight. It's like driving a Cadillac on the highway. And you'd never expect it out of that car. I've had many Fox body Mustangs I've raced at the track, and they're swaying at the top end of the track. I had one that you knew it was working good if the passenger seat was vibrating. If you made a pass and the passenger side seat was going like that you knew that was going to be the fastest pass of the day. If it didn't make any noise and it was smooth, it would be a dud. Pass would be horrible. Swamp Thing doesn't do any of that. Swamp Thing is just gone. So Swamp Thing 2024. Oh, Sean, sorry, buddy. Are you going to Detroit for a few days this year? I don't know the answer to that yet. I'll talk to Jackie about it. We'll at least show up on the Friday and do the Saturday. But I don't know. I think Foxtoberfest, we're planning on going early and hitting some of the pre-event days. John Doe Swamp Thing 2024. Yeah. I've had a lot of cool Fox bodies over the years, and Swamp Thing is really one of my favorites. I don't know if it's because you don't worry about it at all. You don't worry about paint. You don't worry about blowing it up. You don't worry about smucking it into the wall if something happens. I don't know. And that is, he usually doesn't give me any troubles, knock on wood. He's a pretty full car. Swamp Thing is awesome. What a cool way to save a Fox. Mark, yeah, thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, what was surprising about Swamp Thing too is as bad as it looks, and the floor was out of it. When I got underneath the car, somebody had oiled the heck out of it at one point, and the rest of the car is like, I'm not going to say perfect. Rest of the car is really solid. So there's only two real areas of concern on Swamp Thing. That was the floor, which I replaced, and the passenger side shock tower, which I welded up to make it safe to go down the racetrack. Other than that, you've got, a little bit of rust on the quarter panel here and there. So it's a pretty solid car. And before it would have been a car I scrapped, but now the way that they're getting rare today and expensive, even for a parts car, yeah, I couldn't bring myself to scrap it. John, well, it was nice chatting with everyone. Thanks for the live feed. We'll be tuning in. Nice to meet everyone. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, John. Thanks for chiming in. I appreciate you, buddy. Very cool. Florida, right on. Sean, Happy New Year, John Doe. Sean, that's what I did last year. Thumbs up, everybody. Yeah, thumbs up. Right on, man. Very cool. Very cool. Mark, happy New Year, John. Yeah, right on. Very cool. Very cool. So, Mark, do you plan? Oh, sorry, buddy. Do you plan on bringing Sweet Leaf over to Ontario for any of the big meets at all? I know it's a bit of a drive. What is it? It's about 3.5 hours to the border of Quebec, and then are you much further after that? That end of the year meet that the Toronto Fox Body Club has is just awesome. Like all their meets are great. Don't get me wrong, but I love going to the end of the year event, and I was so bummed that I couldn't go this year. Didn't really have a chance to talk to Kevin about it. He gave me the invite, and I told him I would try. But what happened was I was working on the Silver Bullet right up until the very end, until we left for Florida. We were having issues with the AC system. So we finally got the AC working, and I'm thankful we got it working because we turned it on in Jupiter, Florida, and never turned it back off until we hit North Florida on the way home. It was hot. Even for October, it was hot. So you must have the heater cranked up in your garage, your new heater. How's that working for you, Mark? You're happy with the new heater? All right. So Sean, you got the B cam already, so you need heads and an intake, okay? Maybe there'll be some good stuff turned up at Motor City Fox Fest this year. Maybe in the swap meet. Actually, the what is it? The Michigan Fox Body Club there, Motor City Fox Body Club. Maybe put a word out with those guys looking for some heads and an intake, and might be able to meet them at the show. Mark, I'm near the border. It was a 5-hour drive to visit Paul and Sally. Definitely plan on bringing Sweet Leaf to the season and Toronto. Oh, you do, eh? That's awesome. Well, I'll try and meet you guys there. If the car's working good and I don't have to do a bunch of work to it right before I go, I should be able to make it, and then they go to Foxtoberfest. Sean, yeah. Heater is a beast. It's 24 Celsius in here now. Yeah, I mean, got to have a heater in the garage up here, eh? I mean, the man cave. I couldn't be without one now. I've only had a heater in the shop for 2, maybe 3 years. I can't imagine being without it now. So, yeah. No, I had a chance to talk with Paul DeFox today. Had a great chat with him, asked him for any advice, and that goes for you guys too. If you have any advice on the channel, you see anything I'm doing wrong or anything I could correct in the videos, make better, totally open to feedback. Looking for brutally honest feedback, to tell you the truth. That's the only way you can learn and do better. So if you have any ideas, guys, that's great. Also, are there any projects you guys want to see? Anything you're interested in more than another? I've got that pro touring car in the garage that I need to get back to, and I never seem to work on it. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know about it. It's a 93 coupe, red, black interior, 347 R block. It's got a YSI on it, AFR heads, trick flow box intake, Holly injection, Lentec 4R70 trans in it, auto shift, and it's got air conditioning, power windows, locks, stereo, all that kind of stuff. Maximum Motorsports K member, Cobra brakes. It's a pro touring type build, but I never seem to get back to finishing it off. It needs some wiring done and whatnot. I'd really love to drive that car. So there's that that's under construction. There's the T-top coupe, which I think more people have seen than the Beast. Silver Bullet, which, you know, we're going to make most of our trips with, but I do have a goal to get that car to 300 rear wheel with the G240P heads. And we got Dylan's coupe. We got to get that going for him now that he's 16. And we have the 4-cylinder that I want to put the Dutch kit on and the T-roof coupe. There's so much junk here, and I want to see all the projects, even the parts cars. Yeah, there's not too many parts cars left, Mark. I wish I'd have started the YouTube channel about 10 years ago. Man, I had some cars. I had an amazing collection of parts cars. I've got one picture where my driveway is half full, and I've got one picture where the entranceway to the shop is just rammed with Fox bodies. And the inside of the shop is full too, and it's crazy. Unfortunately, most of them are gone, and yeah, and it's not as fun that way anymore. You used to be able to pick up a parts car for $500, drag it home. Can't even find them now. And any parts car I see is literally destroyed. The engine is junk, and it's like $3,000. So yeah, there's not too much good stuff out there anymore. It looks like there's still some good deal in the States, but southern states and with the rate of exchange and price of fuel, it can be tough. But yeah. So for those of us guys that have found good cars up here, we're lucky to have them. That's for sure. That's for sure. Well, so there's a few people on. Any have to go. Have a good night. Yeah, no, thanks very much, Sean. I appreciate you chiming in, buddy. Thanks for spending some time with me. Have a good night. Happy New Year. So anybody got anything they want to talk about, or do you think we should shut her down? I'm just kind of rambling, talking to your guys' ears off, maybe. Which, you know, I'm totally willing to do because I love Fox bodies, and we'll talk Mustangs all night long. But hey. Oh, we got a few people on. Ramble, Will. Yeah, no doubt. I always think a lot to say once the computer's off for some reason, but it's like that way with the videos too. It's the same. As soon as you turn the GoPro off, the best footage comes along. It's always the way. But yeah. So anybody else got? Oh, okay, we're losing people. All right. Well, I guess we'll pack it in. It's been over an hour. Thanks to everybody that came on and chatted and checked out the live stream. I really appreciate it. I plan on doing a bunch more. And I'm not sure who's left. Looks like we're down to one. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for letting me ramble, Mark. Appreciate that. And we'll do it again soon. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great night.